Storytime om när min lärare högg mig i fingret med en liten skalpell med flit. Och nu var det ju ändå typ 9 år sedan som jag tog studenten, så jag undrar verkligen om det här fortfarande är en grej på gymnasiet. Så vi hade NO-lektion och blev ihopparade 2 och 2 och så skulle vi ta blodprov på varandra. Och vi hade då, ni vet, såna här små plastgrejer som man liksom sätter på fingret och sen så liksom sticks det ner som en nål i fingret. Så min lärare börjar dela ut såna och sen kommer hon fram till mig och killen som jag var ihopparad med. Och då säger hon att de här grejerna är slut och att ni får en sån här istället. Och så ger hon oss en liten skalpell, alltså som ser ut ungefär så här. Och vi var så här: the fuck, okej. Det är ju liksom ganska mycket jobbigare att sticka in en liten minikniv i fingret manuellt än att bara trycka på en liten sån här nålknapp. Så den här killen då i alla fall som jag var ihopparad med, han tar den här lilla skalpellen och så ska han liksom sticka in den i mitt finger. Och han står liksom ganska länge och bara okej. Men sen till slut så bara, nej alltså det går inte. Det tar emot för mycket att sticka in den. Och jag var också livrädd. Vår lärare då, vår NO-lärare, hon ser det här och kommer fram till oss och bara, gud vad löjliga ni är. Och så tar hon den här skalpellen och hugger in den i mitt finger. Och jag liksom skriker till för att det gör ju lite ont. Och jag minns inte om jag faktiskt lyckades sticka in skalpellen i den här killens finger eller inte. Men gör man fortfarande det här? Alltså tar man fortfarande blodprov på gymnasiet? För att med dagens mått mätt så känns det inte riktigt okej att hugga sina elever i fingret sådär.
Lärare måste bli stoppade, helt ärligt. För hur kan jag ha jobbat i 30 eller 40 hela minuter, precis gjort klart hela pappret, vi säger i matematik. Jag har gjort klart hela pappret, alla uppgifterna. Och läraren säger, vi har extra material, vill du jobba extra? Ja, lärare, jag är klar, här pappret. Tack så mycket för pappret, vill du jobba extra? Nigga! Säg till mig varför jag skulle vilja jobba mer. Säg till mig, god damn. Säg till mig varför jag skulle vilja jobba mer. Aldrig i mitt liv, man tar härifrån med de här papperna. Man tror jag ska göra 5 extra papper bara för att du vill. Tack!
I need to tell you all a story time of the weirdest fucking girl I've ever met in my entire life. This girl was the biggest hater of me for some reason. I don't know what I did to her. I don't know if I committed first degree murder on her entire bloodline, that this girl has always had this weird energy with me, or maybe she's just like a lifelong hater of everyone. And in that case, my apologies, friend. Get it together, please, for your own sake. Listen to this shit, okay? So in high school, she was always really weird with me. And then there was this one time, my best friends went to my middle school and they were talking to all like the teachers and whatever. And one of the teachers made a little comment to them, basically saying, Sahar seems like she's really friendly with all the boys. Basically calling me a slut, okay? Basically saying that he's hearing that I'm a slut. And I'm like, who the fuck could this be? Who is this that would go to my middle school teacher and be like, oh, like Sahar's a slut? And I was in the washroom, all right? And I was talking to this one girl and I was like, oh, you know what's super weird? Someone like told Mr. Blank that I'm like a slut or something. Isn't that weird? And then she's like, oh, really? Like, who would do that? And then she like stormed out of the bathroom. And then it clicked for me. This bitch had been volunteering at the fucking school under this teacher in specific, who really had the nerve to be talking shit about me, trying to call me a slut or whatever, to my 6th grade teacher. And then flash forward to like last week, all right? And posting about, I'm like, oh my God, like I said, I wasn't gonna travel for the rest of the, like for a little bit, and now I'm booking another trip because with what I do, guess what? Traveling is a thing, okay? Social media people, surprise, we travel. She has the nerve to respond to my story being like, that ecological footprint though. Sorry, I didn't fucking realize I was talking to Mother Nature herself. And I'm just so confused because I'm like, this girl, you work at a electronics shop. That ecological footprint, let's talk about that, because they're probably throwing out phones and shit left and right. I don't really know what these stores do, but regardless, I'm like, what are you doing that is so pro-economy that you feel so entitled to tell me about me and my ecological footprint, okay? I recycle more than anybody I know. I'm literally a hoarder because I'm scared of throwing things out because I don't like wasting things, okay? Beyond the point, I was poor my entire life. I only traveled one time up until I was like 21. So leave me alone. Let me do my thing. Hater back then, hater now. It just made no sense to me. I did unfollow her right after that because I was like, this is hater behavior. My brother was mean to her when we saw her in person. I felt bad for her. And it turns out she deserved it.
Let's get ready, but let's talk about some recent school drama that's actually been getting on my nerves recently. So I'm gonna use code names for everyone. Me, Maya, Carolyn, Jessica. Those are gonna be the names, remember the names. Everything's going good, like this friend group is fun to hang out with. There's absolutely no drama at the school. If you see this on your For You page, comment For You page right now because you will want to be in tune with the whole video. So then of course, we randomly get a new kid. Never really spoke to him that day. We never really cared that there was a new kid even there. New kid, I think we're gonna call Jack. We always sit in the counselor's room for lunch. The lunchroom is so crowded, so we always go in there. Nobody else like bothers us when we're in there. And then he just shows up and is like eating in there, which we're like, what? I mean, it's fine. We all get along. But he is making some like really rude comments to my one friend, Jessica. So we're all still kind of like iffy of him. And then he proceeds to make rude comments about Jessica the next couple days that we see him. But of course, we can already tell that Maya likes him. She's like denying it and then finally tells my one friend that she does like him. Then she starts becoming friends with Jack. Jack has a girlfriend that goes to another school. So I come in like I do every day to talk to the counselor and Maya, and guess who's there? Him. So I'm just having a conversation, and then Maya wants to sneak diss me in front of this dude, which she has never done this before. Never once has she ever said something rude to me while a guy's right there. So then I'm just like, okay, whatever, and then I walk out, not thinking of it till yesterday. So then her and this dude get really close. They are constantly together. I cannot have a single conversation with her without him being there. Jessica ran into Jack at the park when she was taking photos with her boyfriend. And then she was like, hey, what's going on between you and Maya? Like, we all just like really want to know. And he's like, oh, nothing. Me and my girlfriend just broke up, so I'm not really trying to get into a relationship and I'd just like to become friends with her. Which we're already like, what? Let's fast forward to this week because again, he's there on Wednesday, he's with her, and it's just the literal same routine. We're like, are you guys dating? He's like, no. So at this point, we've just like given up. So yesterday, we went to school. They have a free period when I go to art, and I always like go to the bathroom to touch up makeup or of course use the bathroom. And she's like practically sitting on him while they're on the chairs together. And then we end up having a conversation. And I didn't realize that they were wearing matching outfits till my one friend pointed it out. And we were like, dude, are you guys dating? Because they're literally flirting so much at the lunch table. And this dude is like so freaky too. So Carolyn is worried about how freaky he is, and I'm like, are they dating? Because that's her best friend. Not only is she acting rude to me for no reason, but he's always around the corner. She's like, I honestly have no idea what's going on. So finally, he says yes, they're dating, and I am just so unexcited to go to school tomorrow. That was basically it, guys. It's just been really getting on my nerves recently, and I was like, why not make a video? Please let me know what you guys think, and tell me if I should do more story times, because me and my friend have a really good one. Bye, guys.
I have never told anyone this story because it is the most embarrassing moment of my life. You know those movies where you're like, oh, that's what I thought high school would be like, and it's like the worst experience you've ever seen a freshman have in their life? Yeah, okay. To set the scene, it's freshman year. Me and my best friend, we'll call her Rebecca, we're always with each other, and we decided, oh, we're gonna go hang out with this group of guys. Also, foreshadowing me, like, I consider this group of guys my friends now. Like, it's not awkward or anything, but this was really awkward. We go to their house and she's like talking to one and we're all hanging out, and so I'm just hanging out with them. Her mom calls her and is like, you need to get home, like she gets in trouble for something. So basically my friend gets in trouble, so she has to go home because we like went to their house. My mom's fine with like me going to whatever, like going wherever, but I didn't want to call her and tell her because I didn't tell her where I was going, and she was like out and I just felt really stressed. So I was like, okay, well, I'm not gonna tell her, like I'll figure this out. So I hang out with them for a bit, and they're like, okay, we're going to our friend's house. We'll call him Bob. So Bob, like, we all get in an Uber. I'm like, oh, I don't know about this. I've never met Bob. We get in an Uber. We go to Bob's house. Bob's older sister, Bobby, is throwing a party, and it's a senior party. When you're a freshman, that means that's terrifying. So as like someone who was a senior last year, none of this was as serious as it was when I was a freshman, and like I was fine. But basically I get to Bob's house and the friend group didn't tell Bob I was coming, and I wasn't aware that I would be the only girl there. And so I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm freaking out. And so Bob is like, yeah, she can't be here. And I'm like right in front of me. And they're like, no, she's still. I'm like, no, it's okay, I'm gonna go. So me being so scared, and in the moment, like that felt so terrifying. I was like, he doesn't want me here. So I walked away. This house was so big, it was literally a maze. So I'm opening like every door I can to try to leave, and they're like calling out my name. They're like, Riley. I'm like, and I'm like running away. And I run into this senior party that's happening in like the backyard in the pool house area. And I see the senior, I'm like, guys, I'm so sorry. This is so embarrassing. Like, I cannot find my way out. And they're like, oh my gosh. And these two girls are being really nice. Bobby is being really nice, the girl whose house it is. And she's like, no, let's, like, we'll find you a way out. So then she, like, gives me to her friend. Oh my gosh. The girls, there was, like, those two girls being nice. And then these other girls were like, no, we can't be hanging out with the freshmen. This is so embarrassing. First off, those girls were losers. If that had happened to me, I would have laughed. I'd been like, you are so cool. Let's get you out of here. Like, what were we doing to be mean like that? But so then I'm like, okay, no, like, sorry, like, I'm just trying to leave. I don't want to, like, be here. And so this one girl's like, let's get you out of here. We walk by this bathroom, and it's huge, and there's a bunch of seniors sitting around and doing senior things. And she was like, oh my gosh, and she, like, introduces me, and I was so scared. I was shaking, and I'm like, oh, I'm really, they're like, you're a freshman? Guys, this is the High School Movie part. They go, oh, hit this. And I'm like, nothing. So then I actually, like, was able to hang out with them for a little bit, but I was like, okay, I'm gonna go now, like, and they were like, no, do this first. And I was like, and I didn't. I was just like, that's funny, I'm gonna go. And they were like, chill, whatever, but that was mortifying. I felt like I was going to die, and, like, I was getting made fun of, and every high school movie prepares you for that moment for you to die, you know? So then I walk out, I get back into the house, and I hear them still looking for me. And I hear one of the guys say, her Snap Maps is still on, she's still here. So I run into this work closet, and the door is open, and there's a closet, and there's one of those, like metal drawer rolly things, you know what I'm talking about? So I hide in between the shelves and the drawers, and I'm sitting there, and I can see out, but nobody can see me. It's like through the little holes in the metal. The mom walks by me, and I'm like, like, I'm so scared, like, I'm not supposed to be here. I'm hiding in a closet. And then I hear them just like, no, she's chill, she's so nice, let her stay. Like, no, like Bob, like, seriously, let her stay. I'm so embarrassed, and I find my way out. Even the front yard was like a maze. I couldn't even find. Oh, also, as I'm hiding in the closet, I call my mom. I'm like, Mom, I need you to pick me up. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, I'm in an emergency. I need you to come get me. Here's the address. And I have to tell my mom that I hid in a closet and went to a senior party on accident. Yeah, if I were my mom, like, if I had to get an I would have started dying laughing. I mean, like, it's seriously not that deep. But I was so embarrassed of this story until, like, junior year. But also, like, I'm, like, friends with those guys now. Like, you know, like, mutuals. Like, we're in college now. We don't talk. We don't go to the same school. But, like, senior year and stuff, they would come to my stuff. I just dropped my water bottle. But just the fact that, like, completely consumed my world, and I wouldn't hang out with those guys. I wouldn't go to Bob's house. Bob would throw, like, parties, and my friend that I would hang out with, did I call her Rebecca, would be like, oh, we're going to a Halloween party at his house. And I'd be like, no, I'm not. And I did, like, nothing for Halloween because I was so embarrassed. He probably didn't even remember who I was. And we ended up, like, becoming friends, like, a couple months after. And I was like, do you remember this? Like, that was me. He's like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Like, and it wasn't that deep. But that's the most embarrassing story that's ever happened to me. And it felt like one of those terrifying high school movies at the time. Yeah, comment your most embarrassing story. Have a great day.
Here are some of the unhinged things my all-girls school did that would probably shock most people. Okay, when I was around 10 years old, our after-school teacher took us down to the basement, which was pitch black, and we had to line up, and he took us into this big room, which was underneath the school playground, and it was filled with decapitated dolls, with their heads off, hanging from the ceiling, and there were bats down there, and yeah, we weren't really allowed to talk about that, but yes. Okay, and that same after-school teacher, he would run our prep time, where we would have to do our homework, and if we spoke, he would add an extra 15 minutes, so he would just keep adding 15 minutes. And if you had no homework, he would make you read the Bible. My year 11 prom got taken over by the school, like, friends association, and one of the mums decided to invite all the teachers and parents and other year groups and turned it into an auction event. So basically, was auctioning off prizes that we could not afford, like family trips to like a different country, or like a caravan trip for two. And yeah, so they hijacked our prom, and we all left and went to the after party during the dinner. We weren't allowed to wear any we weren't allowed to wear our sports skirts without wearing tracksuit bottoms, because apparently if we were walking up the stairs, it was really disgusting to be able to see anything that they didn't want to see, even though they had shorts underneath. And because of the male teachers, not saying the male teachers were pervs, but that's just what happened. And also we had to wear kilts that had to be below the kneecap, and if it was above the kneecap, you would have to go and get a spare skirt, which would be pretty much literally like down to your ankle. So yeah. When I was in year 8, so I was like 14, we went to the music department that was in another building, and we were filming a video, and one of the girls was twerking in one of the videos, and it got like put on social media, and because she was wearing her school uniform, we got banned from the music department and got taken to the deputy head, and got really badly told off. So yeah. When I was just going into secondary school, all of our phones had to be put in lock boxes and got taken down to reception, and we weren't allowed them until the end of the day, which was 6:10, and we weren't allowed to leave until 6:10, and the deputy head would stand by the doors to make sure that we did not leave until that time. And lastly, my school used to have socials with a boys' school, which then ended up being cancelled, and we were never allowed to basically have boys in the premises ever again. But one year, the boys got bussed over, and they basically got put in the room with the girls and just got told to socialise, and the boys decided to make a circle around the girls and enclose on them, and one of the teachers had to break it up and basically stop that from happening. But yeah, I have a lot more stories where that came from, and if you want to hear a part 2, let me know.
The worst thing about joining a high school halfway through the year is that making friends is nearly impossible. I've been to 4 different high schools in the UK, and every single time it was the same. I felt like Jeffrey Dahmer trying to make friends. I wasn't weird, you just can't fit in. Every single person is already in a friendship group. Actually, it was 5, but anyways, I was so prepared to have a good first day near 10 until the second I reached the gate, I tried to open it because I don't know how the gate works. You know, I've never been to the school before. As I'm frantically tapping on the numbers, I noticed 2 girls right next to me, and they're looking at me laughing. I turn around thinking, what the hell did I do? Are you thick? The school's not open yet. Thinking, bro, it's my first day. Please, how can it be this bad already? Bad start. But we keep going. I'm a man. I'm going to get through this. I don't care. I'm going to make some friends. Remember how I said I walked in early? Well, I managed to get to my first lesson late. I'm not even joking. I walked in 5 minutes before lesson starts, and everyone's looking at me. Every single pair of eyes in the room just looking at me, bro. And I don't try to be nonchalant. I try to be a natural being, just walking. Trying to be natural, no. Tell me how I forgot how to walk. Am I immobilized, bro? What's my issue? I sit down and no joke, I tasted schizophrenia. Every single person looking at me, which is natural, it's fine. But what the hell do I do here? Do I just like give you a, hey, yo, you know, what the hell? But so far it's not too bad. But it gets a bit awkward, so I say, hey miss, can I go to the toilet? The second I get up, I literally see people I'm thinking, bro, no. I'm not about to get bullied, bro. No, bro, this is not high school in America. I'm sat in the toilet doing my thing. I'm thinking, I'm about to get thrown in the lockers, you know. This is not good. But it's fine. I keep composure. It's not that bad. It's fine. I come back, I sit some lessons, and now it's break time. And I'm thinking, right, now is the time. Everyone's going to be like, yo, where you from, this, that. No one came up to me, okay? Even like, yo, I'm just sat on the bench thinking, okay. It was actually, it wasn't embarrassing, it was just awkward, because I'm thinking, wait, am I like some outcast? Yo, what do I do? Come back, and so far it's not bad. Like, yeah, it's awkward, but no one's like being mean, innit? Like, this isn't bad. I don't know what the hell I expect. Until it's time for period 3. And of course, coincidence, time for some group work. Socialization, yeah. Everyone's getting into groups until it's my turn. I'm thinking, wait, before I can even choose a group, this is what you need to be careful. If you are going to join a new school, you need to think about this, because I've been to many. I know, I've got my experience. You can't make friends with every single person you see. You need to do a mental background check before you... The first person I spoke to, I kid you not, got taken out of school that same month because he was making a very bad video online, and he got taken out of school. So thanks, there's my reputation gone, mate. You know? But sometimes you don't have that luxury of choice, because in my case, at the end of it, it was, guys, we have a spare child, yeah? We have a crumb left over. Anyone trying to be generous, you know what I mean? Nah, no one? No, please! Mind you, this is the most rudimentary, simple task of all time. I can do it closing my eyes in 2 minutes. But yeah, time to punish the new kid, yeah? Thank you, mate. Well done. I'm not going to forget that. Eventually, someone finds it in their heart, the bottom of the pit of their heart. Yeah, miss, I think I'll take him into my shelter. That is very gracious of you, actually. Thank you. I'm there thinking, why is it so awkward on my first day? I'm thinking, what the hell? Like, isn't someone supposed to be like, yo, you seem kind of cool, kind of nonchalant with your wired headphones? You know what I mean? But no, bro, guys just think you're weird on your phone. Guys just think you're weird. And at that point in time, it's been 2 minutes into group work and no one even looked at me. I'm trying to talk and no one's even like trying to invite me in. I'm thinking, right. So now I just gave up. Matter of fact, I gave up for 2 months. No one, I had like, I think 6 conversations in 2 months, you can't even lie. But then eventually I was like, wait, am I just going to be like this until the end of year 11? Have no friends. This is not good. So I forced my way into talking to certain people at the end of year 10. And it wasn't too bad until we're talking and they're like, yeah, you know what? You seem pretty chill. I'm thinking, you know what? I think I'm quite chill. You know what I mean? And they were like, no, seriously, I don't know why no one spoke to you in the first 2 months. And I said, yeah, I can't lie. I don't know why either. And they were like, actually, I know why. And I was like, really? And they were like, yeah. I was like, no, seriously, like, please, bro, what's going on? Well, you looked very ugly. And I'm thinking, whoa. Seriously? Like, bro, like, joke's over now. He's like, nah, I swear to God. He put it on God. And I'm thinking, fair enough. Everyone thought I'm ugly. I'm thinking, wait, is that what it takes to make friends? Even with guys? Guys, bro, we're boys, man. What the... Then after they said every single time you went to the toilet, and I kid you not, every single time you went to the toilet, the same girls will try and get validation of the guys, the popular guys, and be like, yeah, doesn't he look weird? And they described my nose, my face, everything. I was like, wait, allow it, bro, chill. My skin color too, bro, please. What the hell can I do with my skin color? Then after it was like, yeah, to be fair, you did look like a Neanderthal. Okay, well, thank you, mate. I was like, bro, allow it, man. There's no need. I was in here 10. I did not care about my looks. But yeah, I do like to think I don't look like a Neanderthal anymore. Do you know what I mean? There's only so much you can change. But at the end of the day, you shouldn't really care about how you look. I don't know why this turned into like an insecurity lesson. But yeah, that was your overview of your first day of high school. But yeah, 4-minute video of me rambling about my first day of high school. I hope you guys enjoyed. If not, then don't tell me, because that's not very motivating, you know what I mean?
Idag så tänkte jag göra en storytime varför jag hoppade av gymnasiet medan jag äter kladdkaksglass. Kan vi också bara ta ett moment på hur fint jag la upp det här? Och vi börjar såklart med att ta en tugga. Skål. Oj. Men för er som inte vet så hoppade jag av gymnasiet i slutet av 1:an till sommarlovet till 2:an. Så det här är lite mer än över ett år sedan exakt. Det finns ganska många anledningar varför jag valde att hoppa av gymnasiet, men den största anledningen är för mitt mående, eller för liksom hur jag mådde då. Jag skulle ändå säga att jag har kommit en ganska lång väg med mitt mående, men i slutet av 1:an, det var nog på riktigt mitt värsta år någonsin. Jag mådde så himla dåligt av olika anledningar och jag tänkte att jag skulle prata lite om det idag. Och jag har även jobbat heltid, så jag jobbar för att gå i skolan. Men vi kan först köra en liten backstory, och för er som inte heller vet det, eller kanske är nya här, så har jag ganska grov ADHD och min ADHD är som värst i skolan. Så att jag behöver ganska mycket hjälp i skolan och har liksom typ alltid behövt det. Jag tyckte till och med skolan var jobbig i 6:an, och det var liksom när skolan var lätt. Alltså det var när liksom alla andra tyckte att skolan var skitlätt och jag tyckte fortfarande att den var jättetuff. Alltså jag kommer ihåg att jag satt och grät på nationella i 6:an för att jag tyckte att skolan var så himla jobbig. Så det är liksom en liten backstory att jag har strugglat med ADHD och liksom skolan sedan jag var liten i princip. Men i 7:an till 9:an blev det faktiskt bättre. Men det var för att jag gick i specialklass från 7:an till 9:an och det är typ det som har hjälpt mig allra mest att liksom få en lärare som nästan kan hjälpa mig hela tiden. Så att om ni har jättegrå ADHD så skulle jag verkligen rekommendera att söka er till skolor där det finns extra hjälp för att det hjälper så himla mycket. Kladdkaka är ju min absolut favoritsak att äta och kladdkaksglass är ju så himla gott. Sen i slutet av 1:an så hände det också ganska mycket saker i mitt liv. Jag kommer lägga en liten trigger warning nu. Och det här tycker jag egentligen är jättejobbigt att prata om. Jag har aldrig nämnt det här på min kanal innan. Men jag kanske ska göra någon storytime eller börja prata lite mer om det här om det hjälper någon. Men det var att jag blev våldtagen eller liksom gick med om en våldtäkt i slutet av 1:an i februari 2025. Så att jag mådde väldigt dåligt. I alla fall februari, mars, april. Och jag gick knappt i skolan för att jag var nästan bara på massa BUP-möten. Så det är också liksom lite av anledningen varför jag valde att hoppa av. För jag kände att jag mådde så himla dåligt och liksom behövde typ hitta mig själv igen för att liksom ens klara av skolan. För jag kände liksom att jag var typ i ett mörker. Alltså jag kände liksom inte att det fanns någon utväg där och då och jag kände bara att jag behövde som sagt hitta mig själv för att ens klara av att gå till skolan. Så att då tyckte liksom både mina föräldrar och jag att det var bäst att hoppa av. Men jag vill också säga att även om ni har det tufft i skolan så kämpa igenom för att det kommer vara värt det. Och ja, gå och prata med någon om ni skulle behöva det. Men försök att inte hoppa av. Men så vill jag också bara säga om ni har varit i en liknande situation som mig. Och har hoppat av skolan så är inget fel på er. Alltså jag lovar. Det kommer alltid finnas en annan väg. Ni kommer alltid kunna lösa det här på något sätt. Alltså även om ni inte klarar grundskolan till och med så går det att plugga upp det sen. Så att bara för att ni inte går i skolan så ska ni inte känna er dumma. Jag lovar. Jag såg också precis att jag har spillt massa glass här. Det får vara så. Eller jag kanske ska stoppa upp det. Jag tar en liten bomullsbädd. Okej, nu är jag tillbaka. Men det är liksom viktigt att komma ihåg om ni har det tufft i skolan att det är inget fel på er. Alltså det är bara att man ibland behöver lite extra hjälp och det är ingenting man ska skämmas över egentligen. Alltså det är bättre att ta den hjälpen. Sen den andra delen varför jag valde att hoppa av. Det var för min linje. För att jag älskar att klippa håret, jag älskar att göra naglar, jag älskar att sminka mig. Alltså alla de här liksom kreativa sakerna. Och har liksom färgat mitt hår flera gånger själv. Alltså sådana saker. Så att jag älskar liksom frisörsaker eller stylistsaker. Alltså jag har alltid tyckt att sådana grejer är jätteintressanta. Men jag gick i ett gymnasium där jag inte fick någon hjälp. Jag fick ingen specialhjälp. Och min mentor som jag gick med sa att diagnoser är ett påhitt. Så att jag var inte jättepepp på att gå den skolan. Så mitt största tips är till 10 nu. Eller 0 eller vilket år ni än går. Byt linje och byt skola om ni inte trivs. Alltså för att det var så, det är helt ärligt som förstörde liksom gymnasiet för mig mest. Att jag hade en sån som lärare. Alltså hon var jättesnäll men just liksom att jag behöver extra hjälp i skolan och då att man väljer att säga att diagnoser är ett påhitt tycker jag är ganska speciellt. Så då fick jag inte heller någon motivation att gå i skolan överhuvudtaget eftersom liksom min lärare basically sa att min ADHD bara är ett påhitt och liksom att jag inte alls behövde någon specialhjälp. Och sen det här med frisör så var inte det riktigt som jag tänkte mig. Men jag tror också det handlar om vilka skolor jag gick i. Så att om ni har valt frisör så var inte rädda. Utan jag tror, för att jag har hört vissa som går i Real. Jag tror att den gymnasieskolan heter i Stockholm. Den är Liljeholm. Där säger alla att frisör är jättekul. Men den skolan jag gick i så tyckte jag inte frisör var roligt alls. Så då kände jag att jag inte orkade gå 2 år liksom, i en skola eller i en linje jag inte trivdes i. Så jag valde att hoppa av. Så det är lite synd. Alltså, jag önskar nästan att jag hade testat att gå frisör någon annanstans för att se om jag tyckte om det bättre. Men jag tror också att jag behövde liksom alltså, växa upp lite och hitta mig själv igen. För att någonsin liksom, vilja ens plugga igen. För jag tror att det var det liksom, det handlar om. Att jag behövde liksom, lära känna mig själv och lära känna vad jag behöver hjälp med och så. För att liksom, någonsin vilja plugga och nu har jag jobbat och jag håller på med TikTok och sånt som jag tycker är jättekul. Så att det börjar på bättringsvägen. Jag tycker att jag mår mycket bättre nu än vad jag gjorde innan, vilket jag är stolt över. Sen så skildes även mina föräldrar i ettan på gymnasiet, vilket jag också tyckte var jättetufft. Så det är också liksom, jag hade det ganska tufft i ettan på gymnasiet. Det var mycket som hände och jag mådde inte så bra. Och sen så gick jag en jobbig skola och valde fel linje. Så att det var därför. För också, man kan ju byta linje. Det vet jag också om. Men det var bara att jag inte orkade gå om ett helt år. Jag kände hellre att jag ville börja jobba istället. För tanken först var faktiskt att jag skulle hoppa av och sen gå om och byta linje. Men sen så var allt bara jobbigt med mitt mående och sånt. Så jag kände liksom att jag ville börja jobba istället. Men det var min storytime. Jag hoppas ni tycker om det här contentet och att jag ger er så mycket storytimes nu för tiden. Men det är bara mycket jag vill berätta om och tack för att ni har kollat. Hej då!
I am on to see my husband. I'm happy to see.
I've been catfished one time in my life in 12th grade, and it was so horrific it has not left my mind since. So here is that story. I don't know if I would classify this more like a catfish or more like a hammerhead shark, because there were so many calculations with this one, it just felt like a calculated attack. Like, I feel like I have the requirements to own a whole aquarium at this point, okay? I ordered a lobster and I was met with a fucked up version of tilapia. That was not what I ordered on my plate, okay? So once again, this was senior year, okay? Around 2019 to 2020. Now, once again, 2020 was when COVID was happening, but this was right before COVID. I didn't even know what COVID was, okay? Only virus I knew was the virus on my computer because I kept illegally trying to download different type of movies, and also the virus of men because that shit was fucking contagious. Now in high school, I want to classify myself kind of like an alien, okay? Because I was very much doing bad things, right? Like I loved a good Four Loko with the girls junior year of high school. How the fuck was I getting my paws on? But I feel like when it came to like men and like, you know, like dating and stuff like that, oh, I was very confused, right? I would put my paws in the air like, huh? Dating? What the hell is that? I feel like all my girls that I was friends with, like they were all like moving pretty quick, right? Like they were like, oh my gosh, like me and my boyfriend, we just did this, and this, and then I was doing front flips and this and that, and I'm like, oh, that guy held the door open for me at the library once. I think he winked at me. Like, I just remember everyone was doing like so much, and I was like, okay, well, I drink Four Locos and I go to parties, but I haven't done any of that. Do I need to start holding hands? I don't know, right? So I remember it was one day vividly, okay? It had to have been a Thursday, had to. It wasn't the weekend yet, but I was starting to do weekend behavior because, the weekend's right there, I'm excited, okay? Remember, I get home from school, it had to be around like 2 p.m., okay? And I just was not having that day, okay? I was not having a good, which I normally didn't in high school. I would like, you know, be smiling and stuff, and then I would get home and be like, oh, I'm bored, okay? So I remember I like get home and I'm like, you know what? It's nap time. Like, I want to go to Dream World. I've socialized enough. You know, I failed my social studies quiz. I just need to close my eyes. I need to go study, you know, sheeps and stuff in Dream World. That's what I need to. So I remember I'm like, okay, going straight to sleep. It's 2 p.m. Go to sleep. I remember I wake up at 6 p.m. Discombobulated wasn't even the, like, I'm looking around. I'm speaking languages I've never spoken before. I feel like my eyebrows fried off in my sleep. I'm like, okay, where am I? So I'm trying to like fixate on like where I am and, you know, move my stuff around. And then I'm like, realize who I am. And I'm like sitting there and I'm like, I don't know why I want a husband. Granted, I'm 19 years old at this point, okay? So I'm not gonna find my husband in PE class. I'm not gonna find my husband who's giving me answers on the social studies quiz, who also made me fail the social studies. Like, it's just not gonna be in the hallways, right? Of people taking, you know, school lunches and people fist fighting with pepper spray. Don't think my future husband's gonna be there. So I'm like sitting there and I'm like, okay, like, I just like don't even feel like just like hanging out with men anymore. Like, I just wanna meet my man. Like, it's time, it's senior year. Gotta get out of high school, right? It's time to, you know, walk down the fucking aisle because that's what everyone seems to be doing at this age. So I'm just thinking, I'm like, you know what? I need to better myself. And keep in mind, in 12th grade, I had a lot to better, right? I could have, you know, gotten a new haircut or like, you know, going on like a walk around the neighborhood or like go, you know, get a spa day, something like different outfits, maybe go shopping because the skinny jeans that I was wearing at the time, literally like my kneecaps were popping out. They looked like lethal weapons. Like I was not supposed to be wearing them. Like, but without even thinking, my finger patches switch over to the app store, okay? And you're probably thinking like, oh, maybe you're buying like a walking app or like something like that, or you're gonna better type in Tinder, don't even think, the app gets downloaded on my phone. Now, I was familiar with Tinder at this point. Keep in mind, I'm 19 years old, so I've had it since, you know, 18, right? I'm legally allowed to be on that. And I was like, you know what, let me just use my age. Like, I'm allowed to be on Tinder. Maybe I will meet true love because, once again, true love is not going to be walking the track with me in PE class. I gotta find something quick here. So I remember I downloaded the Tinder app and I'm like going quick with it, right? I'm still like discombobulated from my nap. Like, I don't know what's real, what's fake, but you know what should have been fake? The selfies that I put on my profile because, bitch, they were so hard. I mean, the filters I was slapping on them, atrocious, right? But I'm slapping them on, right? I put 8 selfies on there and I said, you know, I'm ready to rumble, okay? Anyways, I get on Tinder, and I've had it before. I would go in like phases of like deleting it or downloading it. So I knew like how to work the app. But I don't know, something just switched in my brain. And from my friends telling me, because they were like, you know what, maybe you should just go after somebody like based on personality, right? Like that's how you'll meet a hot. And I'm like, you know what, personality hires, stand up, because that's all I've been hired for. So let's fucking. Now I had really high standards at this point. I was like, okay, like I want like a man that's like 6'6", and like he makes like minimally like $500K a year, and like has a house and like multiple dogs. Keep in mind, I'm 19 years old, right? I can't even take care of a fish, but I need them to have a golden retriever. Very, very. So anyways, so I get on Tinder and I'm like, you know what? Swipe, 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 swipe. Everybody was green, okay? Like kind of like the Halsey song. Everything was blue. Like everything was green. I'm just swiping, swipe, swipe. I'm matching with. I'm liking everybody at this point. I don't care what they look like. Like I just don't, right? I'm just swiping, swiping. And with that, like I kind of get out of the swiping phase. I do that for like 10 minutes straight, and then I'm looking. I'm like, oh shit, because I'm looking and I'm like, I start seeing the matches start popping up, and I'm like, oh, this wasn't a good idea. Once again, I match them, I swipe right, but I'm like, is the person he hires like this intense? Because I'm looking at people that I've never seen before. Like my eyebrows are starting to fly up, my corneas are hurt. Like I shouldn't be looking at these type of people. It's just matching, matching, matching. And all of a sudden I get one match pop up. And I look, and we're gonna call him Cod, short for Codfish, okay? So Mr. Cod, I match with him, and I'm looking, I'm like, okay, who's this quarter pounder with cheese? Because he's not that bad looking, okay? He wasn't like a Zac Efron drop dead, like gorgeous biting my lip, but it was like, okay, I can work with that. No, it could design my dream man. And the way to describe him, like he had like short hair, he had a beard, and oh, that was my type at the time. I love beards. So I'm like, okay, wait. And he was 25 and I'm 19. Now, granted, now I'm 23. I can't even imagine talking to somebody at age 22. So I don't know what the fuck he was doing, but I love older men. So I was like, you know what? Okay, this is my man. Anyways, he immediately chats the sweetest, most endearing thing, WID. I'm biting my lips. Oh, what are you doing? And I chatted back and I said, you don't know what the fuck I'm doing. You do not want to know that. I'm doing good. Come on, I'm staring at my ceiling like, okay, how do I calculate like our dream wedding, right? Like we got to get like a move on with. Anyways, we start chatting back and forth for like 20 minutes, right? And he's like, we have nothing in common. Keep the fucking nothing, okay? Like I'm like, yeah, like I have like school tomorrow. Like I'm just not looking forward to that. And he's like, oh yeah, like I'm in construction. Like I build houses. And I'm like, okay, like you can come build something. Not actually, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm like, okay, like we're chatting to the best of our ability. Anyways, after it hits the 20-minute mark, that's when he decides to chat with his finger pads, and he says, what are you doing tonight? At this point, I want to say it's about like 6:37, and I look at the clock and I say, absolutely not. So I chatted back, I'm like, okay, let me seem busy. And I'm like, well, I'm watching a couple of Netflix originals, you know, figuring out myself. And he was like, oh, well, I'm gonna come pick you up. Okay. Now, my mentally like pecan brain ass at the time, I was like, wait, like a man with initiative, like, okay, love it. Okay, do not love it. Do not do what the fuck I do. So I'm like, all right. Anyways, I start getting ready at this point. I'm like, okay, like what time do you want to hang out? He's like 9 o'clock. Like I'm gonna come pick you up. And I'm like, okay, like what do you want to do? Like you're taking me on a date. He's like, oh, it's gonna be a surprise. The surprise is gonna be a Dateline episode, and I'm the star. Thank you guys. Thank you. Like that's what the fuck's gonna happen. But I'm like, you know what? Like this is my man. Like just let him do his. Anyways, so I like start thinking. I'm like, at this point, I live with my dad, and there's like probably like 10 people in this house. So I'm like, hey, there's too many ops. You cannot pick me up. So I'm like, can we like meet somewhere and you pick me up? He's like, yeah, absolutely. I'm like, okay, like let's meet at this church park. Very unholy, but that's where we're gonna meet. Okay, 9 o'clock hits. It's like Cinderella going to the ball, hits, and I spawn at the park. I'm sitting there and I'm nervous as fuck at this point, okay? I'm like, okay, like I'm really nervous. Like my construction man is coming to pick. No, maybe we'll build stuff together, maybe build a future. Like I'm really excited. I'm sitting there, hits 9:05, 9:10. I'm like, where the fuck is he? And then I look out of my peripherals and I see, for lack of a better term, looks like a horse and carriage, but it allegedly was a car. It was the most busted Jeep I've ever seen in my life. Okay, it looked like it had one tire and smoke coming out of it. And I'm like, okay, I'm kind of stressed out because this definitely isn't him. Like somebody's coming to avenge me. I'm kind of nervous. It's 9 p.m. in this church park. Kind of nervous. Okay, so I'm chatting him and I'm like, I'm really scared. Like somebody suspicious is like pulling up in here. Like I might want to leave. And he's like, okay, well, what does the car look like? And I'm like, it's like a really busted Jeep, like very ugly. Like there's like one tire on it. Like I'm really like, please come save me, right? Because at this point, I like looking at his Tinder. He's like has these pictures of a really nice car. Like I'm like, oh, chats back. He's like, oh, that's me, babe. Oh, okay, babe. So he pulls up next to me. At this point, I'm like contemplating. I'm like, okay, do I get in there and like, do I end up on the news? Let's get a good story. Get out of the car and I proceed to open his door. And that's where I don't think this is him, okay? Let me, like I described, short hair, beard on the Tinder pictures, wasn't drop dead gorgeous, but was cute enough. Who I was locking eyes on, that was the devil, okay? Long hair, no beard at all. It was like opposite day. It felt like I was like a part of opposite day unconsensually, but I'm like, you know what? I've never done this before, right? I've never gotten catfish. So like, do I just run away and like maybe he'll follow my car, or do I just get in the car? We'll get in the So I get in the car and I'm just staring at him and I'm like, what do I make do with this? Because you could tell it was him in the pictures, but like completely opposite day, okay? And that's okay, but maybe tell All right, anyway, so I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, like, where are we going? Like, and he was like, oh, well, what do you want to do? And I'm like, well, you said you had a surprise. And he was like, yeah, but nothing's open right now. Do you want to go to McDonald's? Suddenly, I'm not hungry. I have no appetite. I'm like, I'm not hungry. It's okay. He was like, okay, well, let's go to this parking lot. Takes me to a gas station parking lot. God, love is just not like that. I love, right? Like, fuck, I love it. So he takes me to a gas station parking lot. We sit there for an hour, and we're trying to make conversation. Like, I'm able to babble as much as I can, but like, we have absolutely not a goddamn thing in common. Like, even down to like TV shows, like he's talking about like shows that he watches as a kid. I'm like, what you know about SpongeBob? Like, I don't know. We're not really making anything here. And I'm just like, okay, I'm ready to go. Like, you know, the TV show I want to talk about is called Get Loose, right? Get loose to my house. Let's put the keys in the ignition and drive. Anyway, so we're at this gas station. All of a sudden he's like, okay, well, I'm really hungry. Like, do you want anything? Like a Slim Jim, like anything at all? And I'm like, like I'm hungry to go home. But yeah. So, okay, well, I'm gonna go. Okay. Like, I'm gonna go into the gas station real quick. What? He starts to get out of the car. The car's still on. Okay. He's like, I'm going to the gas. It's so good. Okay. And I feel him fiddling something on his like leg. What the fuck is that? Okay. He's just doing something on his leg. And I look, and that's where he's screwing on a leg. He had one leg. That's completely fine. I was over it at that point. Like, once again, completely fine. I'm over it. The hair, the no beard, the one leg. To which he goes into the gas station, comes back, he unconsensually gives me a Slim Jim that I did not ask. And then when he proceeded to come back to the car, I said, I just got news that my gerbil died. I never owned a gerbil before, but he took me back to mine. To which I never blocked an individual so fast.